Okay, on ztime.info you'll find these inventions, and this is one of them. Right here we have a hydrogen generator that's hooked up to an '05 Kia, and what we have here is this is where the water is put in. You have an overflow valve right here, so you pour water into it until it comes out the side. Then you run, you've got two terminals, which you'll see when I show you how to build it. Two terminals. One of them goes to the fuse box where it has to have 15 to 20 amps, and the other one is ground wire, which is right here. Now if you'll notice, and I'll follow this around, it tees into the throttle body right here. Now there's different ways of doing this. You can go straight in the top or whatever, but this is the one that's most efficient. And there is also a thing on the oxygen sensor to back the sensor out to where when you're producing hydrogen, there's also oxygen, which is the pollution, the leftover, and it's pure oxygen. So in other words, when the thing is producing, it's producing also extra oxygen, so that if the engine senses it, then what happens is it throws more fuel in. So you have to fool the computer, which is no big deal. But anyway, this is all there is to it. It's very simple, and I get 50% better fuel mileage, which some of them get better and some of them get even better, but this one is geared for this car. It gets, like I say, 50% better fuel mileage, and there's not really that much to it. But you can see again where it tees into the throttle body. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to build these, and if for any reason that you can't see or whatever how to build it, then you can order some plans from me and I'll send them to you, and we'll go from there. Hello there. Okay, ztime.info is the name of the website that you can go on to draw plans down, and but I'm going to show you how to build this unit without the plans. But okay, what we have here is the grid that goes inside of the unit, and you'll notice that this one has three plates, and they're using nylon nuts and bolts. You can use it for insulation between the plates. In other words, you have every other plate is a positive charge and every other plate is a negative charge. Now when you put it together, and you'll see here how simple it is, once you get it put together, then you'll use stainless steel. You have to use stainless steel to keep it from rusting. This is one unit right here, to where these tabs that are right here will go through the unit. So, and it doesn't matter positive or negative, just as long as you have them separated between the plates. Okay, on the top you have a water inlet, which is also a way for the gas to get out, an overflow valve, so you pour water in it until it comes out the side, and then you're good to go. Now, to build it, you will need an auger, which is very simple, and you will also need a small test machine, so you can look in the fuse box and find the proper spot for it to go. In other words, you need to produce 15 to 20 amps, and but ideally, and this is for your own safety, is to put it on the oil sending unit. That way the thing is not running when the motor is off and the switch is on. Now, there are different types of units here that I've created. This one right here is has the same surface area as this one does, but it has twice as many holes, and they're twice as small. So I've got that set in motion here, but you will need a bladder to feed the water to it. So, and this one right here is one that has the same grid as this one does, but it's just a smaller unit because some engines have a harder place to put it. So this one right here is the same thing. It's made out of an electrical box. Now, the glue that you will use is important. Now, I've gone through every type of glue there is, and you use 3M epoxy, which will dry. You can get different drying times. I got one to dry, I think, in 4 minutes. And but you will glue inside and the outside of the fittings that you will need to make the thing work. Now, you have a bladder, right here. It's a small piece of Scotch-Brite, actually, that'll block off the water from going back up into the engine. So that's very important that you have that. And also use CPVC. You don't use regular PVC, you don't use glass, use CPVC because it produces heat, and also this will give you better results, and you don't have to worry about the thing imploding on you. Now, when you get the thing built, like this one right here, it's generic, I guess you could say. Once I put it all together and let it dry, I put a air compressor on it and pull 120 pounds of pressure to check for leaks, and once that's set, then you're ready to install it. So, like I say, you have one wire that goes to the outsource, or whatever you want to call it, and one wire goes to ground, and that's it. Now, you have different types of cars, so some are smarter than others, and what you will do to solve that problem is where the oxygen sensor is on the car, you will need to put, say, like this is a spark plug adapter. Now you take this and you unscrew the oxygen sensor and you put this in, and then you screw the sensor back in. That way it's retracted some, so the car is not picking up the extra oxygen that goes into the engine, because, like I say, when you produce hydrogen, you've got oxygen, and then when that goes into the engine, it senses it. So what you want to do is fool the computer. There are different ways to do this. Electronic fuel injection systems, they have a way to gauge it to where you can get it to where you want it. And as far as the fuel is concerned, or the water is concerned, I used a distilled water as a baseline, and then I put between 2 and 3 cc's per gallon of water, and that so I could keep up with what I was doing, and it works the best that I've found so far. Now sea water works. Anything with pollution in it, or I say pollution with something in it that catalyzes. In other words, straight distilled water will not work. So you have to use something that has, like mineral water, for instance, that has a consistency that will produce what you need it to produce. Now you can see here I've got one that I made, has several plates on it, and another one here with 4 plates on it. So I've done different models and different types, and just depending on how much you want to produce will and to give you the desired results for what you're trying to accomplish. Now, as far as freezing is concerned, you will need a couple of drops of RV antifreeze and put it in the unit, and it won't affect the unit, but it'll keep it from freezing. Because you know, in some climates that you have extreme temperatures, so to solve that problem, that's all we have to do is just put a little bit of antifreeze in there, and really I guess that's about it. You will need, first of all, a baffle put in here. Use a Scotch-Brite and glue the Scotch-Brite here with a brace or whatever, and that'll keep the water from sloshing back up into the top, and that will help you keep it from getting water in the engine, which is what we don't want, and but just the hydrogen. So what we're doing is creating hydrogen on demand, and you want to, and listen very closely, you want to hook this thing up to where it is not running when the engine is off, because it will produce an explosion or an implosion. And to avoid that, you know, like I say, the oil sending unit is your best bet to hook it to there, and then you will won't have any problems trying to remember what you did or whatever, and that you can listen to the radio or whatever when the car is off. But otherwise, I think that's pretty well got it. Let's see. Yeah, I believe that's it. Now, I've worked on this, like I say, for 18 years, and I've got the bugs out of it, and nearly every car worked. And like I say, some cars are smarter than others, and you will just have to tackle that road when you get to it. But that's pretty well it. Thank you.